Just listen.
Video.
Yeah,
And I
top
told
three.
you my top three, and
Yeah.
you was in disagreement that I would pick GMS. Now you see why I would pick GMS. You said they would actually talk to you, wouldn't turn their back, they would
Yeah.
face you, and you know.
But
So
you didn't make the list, Sonetta. Your favorite people, the ones you like. You made it the most biblical. That's what you said it was. GMS is out here running talking about. I mean, the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. GMS teaches that you know where it says there's going to be 200 million soldiers, is the large number of soldiers in Revelation. They teach that those are nuclear missiles coming on upon America. GMS teaches Babylon. All the texts describing Babylon, they're all actually describing America. GMS teaches that Abba Bivens is John the Baptist. I'm sorry, Elijah, or John the Baptist, rather, reincarnated. You know, they teach Abba Bivens is John the Baptist, and that Tahar might be Paul reincarnated. So I mean, like these guys teach that a woman is only there to make your sandwiches and have sex with. So that's why you can get with a woman of any other nation. They don't. That doesn't matter what she looks like or anything, because she's just there for you to poke and her to make some sandwiches and maybe raise the kids. So GMS can have any kind of wife. Tahar is known for saying he doesn't even teach his wife the Bible, but the scripture says wash your wife with the water of the word. So my point is saying, like, GMS is not the most biblical. They're my favorite in that they're as far as one West Camp, they'll talk to me, but they're not the most biblical.
who would be your top three?
He made the statement, Todd doesn't even teach his wife. Maybe it's because she's not a believer. I don't know if he ever read 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, unbelieving wife. She doesn't believe. And you can have an unbelieving wife, unlike IUIC. So, I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about, but he did say GMS believes that the mark of the beast is a microchip. Of course we believe that. Of course we believe that. He said GMS believes that the 200,000 soldiers, meaning he has his own interpretation of, and that's a Christian, well, not all the Christians, but I've heard this before, that Christians teach that, and that's an old belief, that most Christian evangelists / prophets, whatever you want to call them, they'll say that the 200,000 in Revelation 9 is an actual army of men, but they say it's the Chinese. Well, you're going to find out that Revelation 9 chapter is talking about actual nuclear warheads. It's not talking about the Chinese. It's not talking about men. But the way he said it was, it's obvious. We all know that those are talking about men. That's what you say. You know, this man has a how can I say? He really believes he's an authority, and that what he learned and whatever theological seminary that he went to, spent 4 years, 8 years, whatever, he believes that that's the truth. So when he hears something from GMS or any other One Wester, he's like, these guys are crazy, because he's going by what he believes. And he's wrong. The mark of the beast is the microchip. Point blank, period. The 200 million, 200,000 in the book of Revelation are warheads that's going to destroy. And then he said, GMS believes that Babylon the Great is America. Babylon the Great is America.
Three Israelites that you go up against. Your top toughest three.
Well, so now, okay, what's the parameters? You're saying my favorites, my toughest, those who are closest to the Bible? What's the question?
All right, I'm gonna give you those who are close to the Bible. Also, those who give you a challenge, like when you come to them and you talk to them and they give you some type of fight, like you catch yourself sweating a little bit or happen to dig down in your deep in your bag to come up with some real gems.
I mean, I'm sweating if it's in Phoenix and it's hot, not because of Phoenix, not because of Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, you were sweating and stuttering when this was maybe 2 years ago. You had we won all the smoke which you stole from the Sakari. I'm gonna take Sakari's side right now, and you, I believe it was Deacon Hakar and Hassad. I don't know what his title is. They called the show, and as soon as they went into prophetic scriptures, I forget exactly what scriptures they went into it. I believe it was Revelation. I can't tell you what chapter. I don't remember. But as soon as Deacon Hakar started, quoting from Revelation 9 or whatever chapter he went to, you was stuttering your ass off. So you were sweating. You lose sleep over the reincarnation thing. And you came to the conclusion that in Matthew, the 11th chapter, when it speaks about, and if ye receive this, this is Elijah, which is forth to come, you said, okay, the Lord did say that, which proves reincarnation. But Luke said something else. Well, when does Luke have authority over the Lord? And the reason why nobody wants to deal with you, which is good, is because you don't make no fucking sense. You come around like you're an authority because you went to a theological seminary. And the truth is not in there. And then you also said, another thing you said when we bring up Edom, you say the Edomites were done away with. Where's the proof? And this is why nobody wants to deal. You're that, you're the person that, here we at the court playing ball, and we can all play, and you can't play for shit. So when you come around, everybody leaves. That's you. That's you, Vocab. The only thing that you do is you regurgitate what you learned in whatever theological seminary you went to for however many years. You don't understand the scriptures. Let's listen to a little bit more. Then he mentions Israel of God, which is IOG. And this group is based out of Chicago. And they know some scriptures, and they know that they're Israelites, they're Jakes, but the Most High is clearly not dealing with them because they teach that other nations can join their congregation and that other nations can make it, and they'll use the term Gentile in the New Testament and in the Old Testament and say, well, that's talking about the Gentiles. So they really don't understand the scriptures.
But it's like this. When you talk about One West groups only, because it seems like you're talking about One West groups.
No. Any groups. It ain't got to be One West group.
Oh, well then that's pretty. I mean, Israel of God, the Israel of God.
I keep hearing you say that. Who? I never heard of them.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. They're probably the biggest Hebrew Israelite group out of everybody.
Biggest doesn't make it right. The biggest group doesn't make it right. The scriptures say, follow not a multitude to do evil. The biggest is not always right. It said, if the blind leadeth the blind, they shall both fall into a ditch. So just because they have a big following does not make them have the truth. And they don't have the truth. Solely because they teach that other nations can be saved, other nations can join their congregation. That's clearly off.
Listen to this. Let me tell you something. This is crazy. And you can look up articles about this because they had a little bit of a situation with the neighbors when they were building this thing, and so it made the news. But they have a church that's south of South Chicago. It's in a place called Riverdale. This church seats 6,000 people. It's by definition a mega church. The Israel of God in Chicago. 6,000. And that's not their only congregation. They got congregations in Atlanta. They got congregations in Africa. They have
Are they
congregations all over.
Messianic Israelites or are they Old Testament Israelites? Or what kind of Israelites are they?
They're Messianic. They are Messianic. So they hold that the New Testament is the Bible. Jesus is the Christ. And what's interesting about them is that they stay off all the street drama. And in fact, they condemn it. They have a thing on their website that says, if you're teaching and preaching hate in our name, and then they put it in capital letters, cease and desist. So they don't identify with all that. They tell their members not to wear fringes. They have a different doctrine on the fringes.
Are they located in New York?
Or are they keeping the Old Testament? In the book of Numbers 15 and 37, it says that you put a fringe on the border of your garment, and that you put a border of fruit, a blue, upon the fringe, so that you, when you look down, you be reminded to keep the laws. So where are we going off? When did the Lord say don't do that?
New York.
They have some folks in New York, but I don't know a lot about the New York camp. They're mainly in Chicago. So you'd have to go to Chicago to really meet the most higher ups, but they have people all over. There's another big one in Atlanta. There's one here in Phoenix. So I've attended service with them. Now, I'm not saying I think that they are right to the point of being properly biblically orthodox, to use a technical term. However, they act more Christ-like than most Hebrews-like groups, meaning they're very kind. And I learn a lot when I have a Bible.
Oh, the Lord was kind, all right, when he turned them tables over. It said of the Lord, I believe that's in Luke, the 19th chapter, the Lord said, I am an austere man. So the Lord was far from kind. The Lord cursed out his mother when she asked for him to perform the miracle of turning water into wine. He said, don't you know this is not my hour, woman? He rebuked Peter. Oh, the death angel, the grim reaper, if you want to call him, during the time of the Israelites coming out of Egypt, Mizraim, the death angel was the Lord. How do we know that? If you go to 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. So what the hell are you talking about, vocab? See, the Lord was kind.
Bible study with them.
Like I said, this is why no Israelite group want to deal with you, because we all dealt with you at one time or another, and it's a complete waste of time. And the only time you get views is when you come across the Israelites.
The problem is, if I say that, some of the guys in the group take it as, oh, vocab says that we taught him. No, I'm just saying that I can learn something from anybody. And when I sit down and talk with them, I always appreciate the back and forth because they're very chill. And they got some great guys in there. You might know, Mekhi Ben Israel. He's been affiliated with them. The brother with the cornrows, he always chews gum. And when I call vocab on, when I call him on South Showtime, he farted a little bit. He's so nervous. He says stuff like that. That's Mekhi Ben. You know Mekhi Ben Israel? The brother in the wheelchair.
He's talking about Hebrews in the hood. That brother.
What?
That dude?
Yeah, he's affiliated. He's affiliated with Israel of God.
Okay.
Well, you don't like him?
I was hoping that wasn't what you were talking about, but okay.
Now, I don't like him. I gotta keep it a buck. I don't like him because I beat him up so bad that
it's not that we don't like him, Sonetta. We like him.
It's not that I don't like him. It's just that I beat him up so bad he threatened me. He threatened
that's the part.
me.
I mean, if you're
he
talking about
threatened me, vocab. Don't come
But I
back
will
over
say
here.
this, wait,
Don't
for the
come
record,
back.
so I want to say this publicly. The brother did reach out and he did say some things in encouragement during a time when Sonetter was being attacked. He did reach out, and I did mention that to you, Sonetter. So it's not that I was saying. Let me clarify why I said I hope you weren't saying that. The reason I said I hope, not because of the church so much, but because of you, vocab, because they still believe that the white man's going into slavery. So I
Oh,
don't
not
get.
Israel of God has a they have like this kinder, gentler.
Yeah, they don't believe that they don't believe that the so-called white man Edomites are going into slavery. Well, you can believe it or not believe it. It's in the scriptures. You know, this is why, you know, it's so convenient for vocab to say the Edomites were done away with. So if the Edomites are done away with, how can they go into slavery? And what he's also pushing the fact that, or his facts, that he's not an Edomite. How vocab would say something like this? How can I be an Edomite when the Edomites are done away with? It's so convenient. You know, if you got a problem, I don't know, I might be an Edomite. Nah, the Edomites are done away with, and he's yet to prove that the Edomites are done away with. I want the video. He's got all these videos on his chest, in his glasses. He's got a guy with another camera. Do a video with the last surviving Edomite. You know, remember the movie Last of the Mohegans? I want you to do a video and call it Last of the Edomite, the last Edomite standing. The Edomites are here, and the Edomites are going into slavery. And I hope like hell you're an Edomite. Now, if you're an Israelite, you're good. You're still going to die by the missiles, by the hand of the Most High. You may choke on the chicken bone. You may slip in the shower. You may slip on a banana peel. You may a building might fall on you, or you might get hit with a missile. Either way, you're not going to make it unless you repent. Well, you have to be an Israelite, number one. And then as an Israelite, you have to repent. And you have to come under the true teachers, which are the men of GMS. Let's listen to some more.
Version of
Gentle slavery. Got it. Yeah.
I don't think any Israel of God, I think it'd be very difficult to catch an Israel of God member saying slavery. They might say something like, I've heard some of them talk about almost like paid butlers, but they don't.
Oh, paid butlers? Do you take a iron rod and beat the shit out of your paid butlers? Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 and 2. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And in the second verse, and they shall become captives whose captives they were. Revelation 13, 9 and 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Revelation chapter 2, verse 25 and 26. It speaks about he that overcometh shall the Most High give I'm merely paraphrasing, give a scepter, and with him he may, bash the nations in pieces. I'm merely paraphrasing. Somebody can put it in the scriptures. So there's many Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. The Lord is going to have a scepter where he's going to bash a certain group of people's heads in the kingdom. And we are joint heirs. So whatever the Lord gets, we're going to get. So we're giving you scriptures. You're coming with your emotion. We're giving you scriptures. We're giving you precepts.
So you're okay with that? I'm glad to hear it.
No.
I'm glad to hear that you're accepting your servitude that's coming up.
And hey, look, I serve Jesus. That's who I serve. And then
Yes, you do serve Jesus, the Renaissance Jesus, the so-called white man, Caesar Borgia. That's who you serve. You don't serve Yahweh Shai. Yes, Jesus and Yahweh Shai are two different people. Jesus is a portrait of Caesar Borgia. He took a portrait. Michelangelo did a painting or two of him, and I believe it was Michelangelo that did the Last Supper, which was as High Priest Shai would say, that's the Borgia family making a mess at the dinner table. And if you look at that picture, whatever it's called, the 12, the Last Supper, you have a woman, that's Lucrezia Borgia, which was the sister of Caesar Borgia, who he had an incestuous relationship with. And then you see another man, you see him about 5 times in the picture. That's Caesar Borgia's brother. And the older bald-headed man that you see a couple of times, that's Rodrigo Borgia, which was Pope Alexander VI of Rome. So that's all a big lie. None of the 12 were not one of the 12 was a woman. So this is what you believe in. You believe in that the white guy.
these guys should be, that's who they should be concerned about serving too, not having people serve them. In fact, Jesus says, don't lord your authority over others like the Gentiles. So every time these Hebrew Israelites talk about you're going to serve us, they're showing they're really Gentiles because they're acting just the way Jesus said Gentiles actually act. Do not lord your authority over others like the Gentiles.
We're going to do that in the kingdom. We're going to do that in the kingdom.
But Israel of God doesn't say slavery. They won't say that. They say there is an order where Israel's here and the other nations are here. Now, I still don't think that's right, but they don't say slavery and they don't talk about stuff. They definitely do not believe in polygamy. You know what I mean? So they do away with those kinds of things.
Okay, polygamy. How do you explain? How does IOG explain Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1? How do they explain? I'm trying to get this. Bear with me for a minute. How do they explain? Damn. Give me a second here. Got this all over the place. Bear with me for a minute. Yeah. You know, I got my other computer back, so I can set up the screen capture again. Okay, here we go. Let me come back.
And hey, look, I serve Jesus. That's who I serve, and then these guys should be. That's who they should be concerned about serving too, not having people serve them. In fact,
we're not going to serve Jesus. We're going to serve Yahweh Shai. And what about the prophecy of Daniel chapter 7, verse 9 on down? It says, as you read the 18th verse, 25th verse, 9th verse, it says, and the saints shall take the kingdom and possess it forever and ever, and even and forever. So we're going to put them, and we're going to take them over.
Jesus says, don't lord your authority over others like the Gentiles. So every time these Hebrew Israelites talk about you're going to serve us, they're showing they're really Gentiles because they're acting.
Boom. Yeah, we are really Gentiles. You're right. The first time you're right. They're showing, these Hebrews are showing that they're really Gentiles. Yeah, that's why when you read it in the New Testament about the Gentiles receiving salvation, those were Israelites, as we say, in a Gentile state of mind.
Just the way Jesus said Gentiles actually act. Do not lord your authority over others like the Gentiles do. But Israel of God doesn't say slavery. They won't say that. They say there is an order Where is
And they won't say captivity. They won't say captivity.
Israel's here and the other nations are here? Now, I still don't think that's right, but they don't say slavery and they don't talk about stuff. They definitely do not believe in polygamy. You know what I mean? So they do.
Okay, well, polygamy is for a one man to have many women. Well, how do you explain Isaiah chapter 4? How do you explain King David that had many wives? When King David committed the sin of adultery, the Most High told him through the prophet that if you wanted such and such, I would have given it to you. Meaning, if you wanted more women, I would have given it to you. But why commit adultery? And he caused his son, the son that was born between him and Bathsheba, to die. Solomon had 1,000 wives, 1,000 women, 700 wives and 300 concubines. How do you explain Isaiah chapter 60, where it speaks about one shall become 1,000 and a small one shall become a great nation? Meaning you're going to have a lot of women.
Do away with those kinds of things.
Okay, brother. But Sanetta, wait, I want to ask you, King. I bet that he knows our brother, Prince Yusuf.
Yeah.
I bet, because he's very good friends with
Hebrews in the hood.
Hebrews in the Hood. What's the brother's name, though? Mikael. So, you must know the brother Prince Yusuf, because his dad is actually Prince. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Prince Asiel, ambassador of the
Prince Asiel, I can't. Sorry, forgive me. The Honorable Prince Asiel. So he's the one who is the son of Prince Asiel, who led the people with Ben Amin to Dimona.
All right, we got Captain Tazariak in the chat. He
Speaking
says, how's he a nightmare when he declined the battle with me? No, Captain Tazariak, I gotta keep it a buck. He did not decline the battle with you. I think you declined it with him because you wanted a certain topic. But either way, Captain, you should have jumped in that ring. I think Captain wanted. Hold up, okay. Let me make sure, because I don't want to make no mistake on my captain here. Was you the one that declined the debate, Vocab, because you didn't want to? You wanted to do the boot kiss, right?
Yeah. So we had a disagreement about the topic.
Right.
But I think he said he might have changed his mind about that he would do the boot kiss. But we haven't really followed up on that. But initially he said no, not that topic. Then he said yes, that topic plus another topic.
Right.
Then he said I don't know if he did or didn't say, well, maybe we could do it after all. So I don't know where he's at on
Well,
that.
here we go, though, Vocab. I would have to say you ran on that issue. The reason I'm going to say why is because usually we do two topics. If you're going to choose a topic, then Captain got to put you on the defense as well. And so he want to give a topic where we could discuss one topic the first round and discuss his topic. I don't see a problem.
Remember, I said I would agree to two separate debates as long as the topics are not in the same debate. And I'll do that, but check this out. That whole thing of Captain also needs to put me on the defensive, I don't even necessarily agree with that, because when I see them debate, ISUPK is always trying to put someone on the defensive. They're usually on the offense. And if they're such soldiers, why do they have to have this equal thing where it also has to be one you defend? I mean, I'll do it, but I'm just saying, I don't feel like that fits their brand very well, to be frank with you.
Okay, we'll probably revisit that topic again when you get back and when Captain get back. Right now, Captain is in Las Vegas spending all his money. Hope he wins something. To come back and give me a nice little donation.
Is he really gambling?
Nah, he ain't gambling. He's out there in Las Vegas and he's having fun with his people. And hopefully he'll give me a nice little donation. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying he's already gambling on that Ariad's doctrine is true. I hope he's not gambling any further.
Ariad's doctrine is true. Okay, so let me ask you this, bro. Let me get to this here.
I'm just teasing in there, but I'm also not teasing.
But can we determine whether or not that he knows Prince Yusuf?
I do not know Prince Yusuf, but I'm familiar with some of the folks in the Dimona community. But They're someone that I haven't had a lot of one-on-ones with because they're not really in the States. So I've had a couple email dialogues with a couple of them, but I just looked him up and I see he has been on your show, but I don't remember ever talking to him.
Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say
But
shalom.
I like